It is officially October. We over here on this channel have been celebrating fall and Halloween since about August, so this isn't much different for us. I have always been big on decorating. In fact, I had an internship in college that I just talked about in my Q&A where I literally decorated for Christmas as a job, and it's one of my favorite jobs I've ever had. I love decorating for Christmas. It's one of my favorite times of the year, and this year it's expanding even further to where I want to decorate for fall. Never felt the need to do that to this degree, at least, to where I've actually gotten my butt up and done it, because I just don't want to buy decor because I'm very picky about what I like and don't like. So I'm going to make my own decor out of specifically mostly scrap fabrics and things that I have around the house. That's always a fun challenge. I like challenges like that. Instead of going out and buying things, you just see what you have and you make it work. My plan is to make 4 things. I'm coming to you from the future, so you'll get to know that one of these things don't work out, so I had to swap out something. But first is a pumpkin pillow that I've been seeing everywhere, but they're not really my vibe specifically. There's something about the way that they're wrapped instead of sewn that I personally don't love the look of. That's very subjective, but I found a video on YouTube. It is this video. Oh my gosh, these look so gorgeous. I'm going to put this tutorial down in the description, and I'm not going to teach you how to make these pillows. You're just going to watch me a little bit of making them so that you'll go and watch that video where the creator takes you step by step. But I had to make them. They look so beautiful. I also wanted to make fall leaf pillows. This is another one that I've been seeing everywhere. And I have a couple of pieces of fabric that I think are even prettier than the ones I've seen online. As I also mentioned, I also want to get back into just drawing for fun. In fact, I kind of want to do Drawtober, Inktober, what is it called? I think it's one of those things. At least a couple of those a week or something. I only get one done this time. It's not even a prompt. I just came up with something that I wanted to draw. And last but not least, I tried to make a fall bird like these that I've seen on Target. I failed twice. So instead, I made a falling leaf wall or falling leaf window. Okay, now we have the plan. Let's get started. So as someone who makes a lot of their own clothing, I have small amounts of a lot of different fabrics that I can't bear to seem to get rid of because I love them. So these pumpkins are a great way to use them. I used leftovers from my Phoebe Buffet dress and 2 fabrics from my slip dress that I just made recently. Now the original creator, Minky Kim, I believe is how you pronounce her name, has a pattern which probably would have made these pumpkins much more symmetrical, but I was a bit lazy. And you know what? Pumpkins aren't symmetrical, which is what I'm going to tell myself every time I look at these pillows. Then it was time to start working on the bird. Honestly, I was thinking of not including this project at all, but I think it's important to show failures sometimes. It's all part of the creative process and it makes you better in the future. I just tried to make the shapes I thought would make a bird, and I will say I wasn't far off, but close enough. Definitely did not make it seem like a bird. So I went ahead and started on the bird because I feel like that might take a couple of days. So if I haven't said it before, I am basing this design off of Beatrice from over the garden wall. I'm watching it today. It's my first time watching it for the year. I'm so excited, just for some added inspiration. I went off of her colors to the best of my ability. I'm not gonna quite get as detailed. I'm having to draft this. I've never drafted something like this before, so this was very confusing. My brain hurts a little, but just to add more stability, like with the pumpkins, I'm going to add a little bit of interfacing to each piece, as well as I have 2 pieces of every pattern piece for the, I have it so that it's more stability. I don't know where I was going with that sentence. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and make them all like nice and structured. Let's go.
It saddens me that you don't wish to stay here with us, particularly because I simply have.
I mean, that's where I'm going anyway. Why are you both athletes? I guess in some ways I'm trying to get home too. That's right.
These directions were not very good.
And after all that work, it ended up looking kind of like a weird penguin. So back to the pumpkins. I will say, if you're looking for some DIY projects for fall, I highly recommend these pumpkins. They're so easy to understand, but I feel like they're really unique at the same time. It was finally time to use my 5 pounds of polyfill that I've had lying around for the past year, don't ask me why, and stuff the pumpkins. Pumpkin pillows are so cute. They're a little smaller than I thought they were gonna turn out being, so I might make one more like extra large one just to kind of balance it out. Also, the bird thing, I caved and I saw a bird pattern on sale on Etsy, so I bought that. The pattern will be in the description and we're gonna work on that on another day. I'm just a little frustrated at the moment. We have this autumnal, what's this called? A tablecloth. And we're gonna make big autumn leaves pillows. Big autumn leaf pillows. There we go. A couple of different shapes. I'm gonna see if I have more like yellow or orange fabric so that I can make a couple of different shapes and a couple of different ones. I think if I have enough thread, I would like to embroider some like veins onto it. We'll see. Let's get started. For the leaf pillows, I measured the pillow I already had on my couch to make sure they were around the same size, and then I just freehanded a maple leaf shape. You can see my reference over there, and then I added a 1/2 inch seam allowance before cutting it out. I then repeated it with another fall leaf. I don't really know what to call this shape. Maybe it's more like an oak leaf. I'm not quite sure. I decided to hand stitch some embroidered veins, kind of like the pumpkins, so I marked out generally where those should go. I didn't feel like one pass through of the embroidery thread worked, so I ended up doing 2 sets of this embroidery like right next to each other. I am so happy with how these turned out. They were so easy to make, but I think they make a big impact. I feel like you can use a lot of different sizes of scraps to make these in different sizes if you needed to. Hello, it has now been over a week since the last time you saw me, even though you won't know that, but I'm telling you that. I went on a short vacation, and one of the things we did was we went to Pigeon Forge and we went to Dollywood, which has been on my list for so long, and we got to go during the Harvest Festival. I'm actually going to show that day at Dollywood in a later video, but while you're there, I decided I also wanted to do a couple of small drawings to just like sit in the corner over here as part of the decor. You could definitely just buy pre-made fall and Halloween vintagey looking, you can get anything you want off of Etsy for like $5 or $6. But because I can draw and I've been wanting to get more into drawing recently, I decided to just do them myself. And it was very fun. It's a beautiful mountainy area and we got to stay in a really beautiful place.
are still green, yet some other ones got scorched. I didn't think that things could ever feel this forced. Just took a drink and let the evening cut the cord. It's a blue day. I'm not sure why. Sometimes it feels like they sneak up from behind, and if they do stay, it toughens up my mind just like a huge wave on a greater tide. The minutes are a symbol of my impatience, waiting for someone to convince me I've made it. Repeating actions, hoping something changes them, but every direction seems to go against the wind. It's a blue day, and I'm not sure why. Sometimes it feels like they sneak up from behind, and if they do stay, it purifies my mind just like a cool wave on a raging tide. Don't need a reason, I don't have to justify if I'm sleeping or if I am open wide. It ain't too different, it's a really skinny line between feeling distant and feeling so sublime. It's a blue day, I'm not sure why. Sometimes it feels like they take me by surprise, and if they do stay, it opens up my mind just like a new wave on an ancient tide. Just like a blue wave beneath a changing sky.
It was not quite fall feeling yet, but you could just feel it like in the mornings and evenings. And we ended up staying at our friend's place, which is actually available, I believe, on VRBO, I think, if not Airbnb. I'll post that down below. It gives you this like true cabin-y feel, which is exactly what I wanted. I would recommend if you have a lot of people that you need to stay in one place, this is a great option. We got the family and friends discount because this is like, you know, decades old friend. Now on to what I have done since I got home, which I will cover now. The birds, I think I'm gonna have to drop them for now. I will either, one, try them again, because I think I'm gonna do homemade DIY Christmas decor in a month or two as well, but also I might just cave and buy the ones from Target that I've been wanting for like maybe a year. It's been forever. I've been seeing them since like earlier last year. Okay, I was thinking of showing you my failure again, but honestly, it's basically a repeat of what happened earlier, except instead of the shape being wrong, I kept sewing it together wrong. And I also want to explain myself a bit more. The pattern is great. I really want to try it again in the future, but as it's intended, which is with felt. I tried to do it with fabric and I think that messed it up. Like I said, the pattern is awesome and I might buy felt and make it in the future, but I wanted all my ideas to be with things I already had around the house. And I don't have felt here, so that will be later on. Okay, now that I've explained, back to past me. But it's like making my brain hurt, which I didn't think something so seemingly simple, like it's small, but it looks simple, would give me a headache so easily. So I had a backup plan. This was actually something I was gonna do in December, like a version of this, but I think I can do a version of it for fall that's really beautiful because we have this big window right here. So I think I have a plan for something fun to do there. So we're basically repeating what we did for the pillows, but making them much smaller, more similar to the actual size of these leaves. I still had leftovers from the other projects, as well as this gold fabric that I have a ton of from a bodice I'd made recently. So I had 3 different fabrics with 3 different types and sizes of leaves. I then added some clear elastic thread as it would look like they were falling, not hanging. You can also just use a light colored thread, which is what I ended up doing when I ran out of elastic, but I will say the elastic was a bit more sturdy. Before moving on to hanging the leaves, I quickly needed to put my pumpkin lady into Photoshop to fix a couple of things. This is kind of a tester for a paper doll video idea I have planned in the future, since some of you guys seemed really excited about it when I brought it up. So I just amped up the shadows and changed the color of the shawl since it was a bit too warm toned for me. It looks kind of orangey to me, so I wanted a bit more difference. Then I printed it out on cardstock and used this deckled edge ruler I bought recently. I did not have time to make a second piece for my decor, but maybe I'll make something for Drawtober that I like and I'll add it then. I am so happy with how all of this turned out. I feel like everything I made is going to last me until I feel the need to start doing my Christmas decor, which will probably be like halfway through November. I'm really bad. At this time of year, I just get too excited about literally everything. I don't even know if I have a favorite. I think it all just works together so well because all the fabrics are used in almost everything else, so it all correlates. Yeah, it just feels very me, and I'm so excited. This is where I spend most of my time, so to just get a little bit of autumnal vibes is perfect. Like, this is great. This is also a good starting point. I would love to add to this next year because I do feel like this is just a start, but it's a good start. But I would love to do more, maybe not with scrap fabrics, actually like pre-plan next year. Maybe this was just a very impulsive thought that I had to do. But yeah, that is gonna be it for me this week. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me and doing something a little different. I tend to sew clothing, not decor, but I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe. Also, commenting and liking the video also really helped me out. And I hope to see you back here next time. Bye.